Hello friends, in today's session we will going to learn about environment variable. Oh, in previous tutorial I have talked about like how to create a shared object repository and to build a UFT framework. So we'll today learn about environment variable and why do we need them. What is environment variable? Environment variables are the global variables that can be accessed by multiple test scripts, actions, or libraries. Now, consider a case like I have 5 test cases and all the 5 test cases are using a URL. So, it's a good idea not to give this URL in each of the test case, rather store them somewhere separately and access them and let all the test cases access those values. So, that solution is provided by UFT by environment variable. So, like for example, I have these 5 test cases. These are using this URL and user ID is admin and password is ABC123. Now, in the next release, suppose this URL changes some XYZ to ABC and this user ID and password changes in some other release. So, what the user has to do, end user has to do, he will come or she will come and change this URL value in one location and all the script will going to access them. So in this way, this environment variable, we are using this environment variable. Okay, so let's see how can I use them. For example, I create a test script. Okay, so where is this environment variables resides? You come to file, settings, and here you can see environment variable. Environment variable are of two types. One is built-in, which is come with by default with UFT. For example, action iteration, action name, OS version, product directory, product name. You can log in and check all that values which are present in a type built-in. The other type is user defined, like what the user defines. Okay, so like this, first you get to this built-in environment variable. For example, environment variable are like you can, if you select one of them, like test directory, you can see the directory of my test case. Okay, what is the test case name? This is the name of my test case. Okay, you can see it here. UFT environment variable is the name of my test case. Yeah, if I say user ID, this is my user ID. So let's use it. Remember, your environment variable is case sensitive. Now, with the same value, environment variable, I'm giving it with small letter. See. Yeah. Okay. So my OS is Microsoft Windows 8 workstation, and for next line I'm getting the error message. The environment parameter OS was not found because it's case sensitive. Okay. Now that's all about our built-in environment variable. So now let's look for user-defined environment variable. Come to environment. These are user-defined environment variable. So how can you define it? Say, give a name. For example, URL, and I'll type some URL www.yahoo.com. Okay, this is my variable. This is the name of my variable. This is the value of my variable. Now, for example, I'll say user ID is admin. Okay, and I'll say okay, fine, and I'll say password is ABC123. Okay, so these are the user-defined variable and the respective with the respective values. Let's apply. Say okay, and let us use it. Okay, and if I run it, my URL is yahoo.com, my password is ABC123. Correct? Now, the environment variable what you are accessing can also, these are your environment variable, user-defined environment variable. So you can export them into an XML format. So let's export it then, and I'll store it in environment variables folder. In this environment variable folder, I'll give a name. Okay, save them. So it's saved now. I have exported them. Now this is in form of a XML file folder. This is a file we created by exporting our user-defined variables. You can see the value password ABC123, URL, the value is this. So you can see the tag, name of the variable, okay, name and within this name tag and value within this value tag. Can you check URL and then this value? Okay, done. So we have exported the environment variables. Okay, now the next what we are going to do is now how will you access your environment variable? Because when it is stored in a form of XML, you really don't have to come and use it through the settings. You can runtime only you can upload this XML file and can use it. Like user, you really don't have to come and add all the values manually here. Once your XML is there, you can add more variables there. You can update your variables there and import this variable by doing this. Load the variable values from the external file. You can, when load it, you can access the values from here. Like for example, I have all three values now. Let me delete them. Okay. So there is no values here. Right? It's blank. Now if I load this environment variable here, you will get all these values. Correct? Now this is how you are loading the file manually. While runtime also you can load the file. Let's see how can we do that. Okay. You can do that by saying load from file, and then you give the paths of the external file. It will load the file runtime, and you want to add some value, like you want to add a parameter value while runtime. So how can you do that? You can do it by, say, for example, say environment variable. Now let me add one more value, one more parameter, environment user defined parameter to here, and I'm giving as suppose browser. Okay, and then this value I say. Okay, now it means it is going to add a variable browser with its value Chrome to the XML file. Then when I say box, so it should give me the value Chrome to me. Now we already have the environment value loaded. So go to define, let me delete it. Now there is nothing, it's blank. Let me have this to URL. So it will say that suppose password. Now there is no parameter as there is no user defined parameter as password. We'll see that I had already selected it, so there is no environment variable associated with your script. So this should throw you an error message. Next line, we are loading the environment variable runtime, and we are adding a value. We are adding a parameter to the XML file name as browser, whose value is Chrome. Now let's check with the same tag is password. Like after this file is loaded, let's see what is the value of environment variable password, and then the environment variable of browser. So let's run it. You can see that error message password not found, as there is no parameter now. Now ABC123, because it's uploaded. Now the file is uploaded runtime. The value of parameter password is saying you as ABC123. Next is browser, it's Chrome. Yeah. And if you see, this is blank. Why? Because you have uploaded this file runtime. So when this execution is over, this file gets deselected. But like it will not keep it uploaded. Okay, it will just happens runtime. Fine, clear? So that's all about environment variable. If you have any doubt, you can post in the comments. I'll answer for all your questions. Thank you.